Sadie Robinson. Hers was great.
Oh, she's still around, huh?
She's great. She's good for...
How old is she now?
She's like 27-ish.
Yeah, something like that.
She's a star in her own right.
Yeah, she is. She did
Her own thing.
She bigger than Terry Savelle Foy.
Yes. A lot bigger.
She got over 500,000 followers.
Yeah, she just won her podcast 2 years in a row. She just did the Dove Awards. Like the Christian Grammy Awards. She just did them with Lauren Daigle.
Oh.
And the Caleb Awards.
I guess we're just not in the loop here, up in our little corner of
well, we like to have
the
our
devil's
people.
world.
My God. Welcome to the Final Hour Podcast. What an exciting podcast we have for you today.
They have no idea. They do know what this. They're like, God, it must be hard up here. She's from Texas. I can't believe the stuff I see on TV.
What's she talking about? Has she seen Texas?
What about the George Floyd riots? And I answered. I was like, hey, we're not voting in Sharia law yet.
You guys were having a whole Sharia law day, and Ken Paxton's like, we're not having a swimming pool day. All the swimming pools in Texas aren't devoted to the Muslims showing up in their garb and swimming. No.
Yeah, well,
that's Texas.
We got.
So let's talk about Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to rip on Minnesota?
The Methodists.
We got some bones to pick today.
Can we talk about Jesus?
Well, we are.
Well, Jesus started the
flipped
Methodists.
tables. Jesus flipped tables for a reason. Okay. We want to flip some tables in the spirit.
Jerry, should you get a little of this?
You should get all of it.
I don't know where you start.
Welcome to the Final Hour Podcast.
We're so thankful for all of our listeners.
This is what happens when you record on Monday. This is exactly what happens.
I know. I showed up to my workout class this morning. I was like, we're at freaking Monday again.
I'm one by one knocking off all her 5 points. I'm not doing all the 5 things.
All of them you
have said to do.
You've like the reverse 5. The reverse 5.
I've reversed that. Okay.
How is that working out for you, Jim?
Last night I ate 14 dates.
You sound like Leighton. What is it with you dates and your milks?
I don't know. I just love dates.
She called me and she's like, I am struggling with dates and peanut butter. I was like, so is Jim. Why don't you call Jim? You guys seem to have the same food problem.
What?
You're the same. Oh, she did. Okay. I told her you were drinking his milk. She started drinking milk. I was like, what
dates
are you?
And honey?
She does that.
Yeah.
Dates, peanut butter, and chocolate chips. That is... Date chocolate chips in your date.
Dates are enough. And then if you put the honey or the
They're
peanut butter
superfood
on them, and then you have a half a gallon of milk, you don't need any cookies.
Why are you going with milk?
It's a good amino acid.
I don't eat any sweets.
Yeah.
If I don't have milk, I won't eat.
John, one time I brought cookies, and he was like, "Where's the milk?" And I was like, "That is not my responsibility." He didn't have one. I was like,
it's just the way it is.
It's not my responsibility to bring you milk.
Okay. So.
I actually don't like milk with my cookies either. I can have cookies. I never drink milk, really.
I don't really
I'm
drink
eating
milk.
a bowl of cereal, which is like twice a year.
I love cereal.
I can't buy the cereal. It's gone in 2 days.
Cocoa Pebbles, what I would give for a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles today.
Reese's Puffs.
Probably about $5.
Those are good. Captain Crunch is good.
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
I love
Bears,
Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter. Captain Crunch regular.
My grandma used to have Captain Crunch at her house, especially when the berries started coming in. But the roof of your mouth is just shredded.
It
doesn't matter.
It didn't matter. That's what I had every day for
until
breakfast.
You were like,
And lunch my senior year. I brought cereal, went down to the lunchroom, had bowls, and then poured milk in that's all I ate. My senior year was cereal for lunch every day.
Low energy on the court. Okay, so.
That's not true. Carol Haug is a listener, and she's been sending me videos. I didn't look low energy.
Have we welcomed you to the Final Hour podcast yet?
Jerry did.
Jared did.
Okay.
Way to go, bud.
Anyways, hope that was
This is joyful, happy Jim in his Monday mood.
Yes.
Just prophesying things here.
Running through all Terry Savelle's points one by one today.
She was really good.
She was excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's great. When I told my son that she was coming, because we used to listen to her on the ride from our house to school, and it was like 8 minutes, and he'd be like, the cheerleader of our dreams is coming, and I was like,
the cheerleader of our
she did used to say that. I forgot. She is, though. She's good. She's a much needed voice out there.
Very positive.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that she had, she talked about her testimony and kind of where she came from. And then,
yeah,
it was really good.
You can
She's
change
big
yourself.
Time. She may be one of the biggest people in Word of Faith because she teaches executives. And
Yeah.
You're right.
she had 20,000 executives in the St. Louis Dome.
Wow.
You know, not even Christians. I mean, she's huge. She's done Joel Osteen's, you know.
I just saw somebody rip on Joel Osteen, and they were saying, "You're not really a Christian if you go to Joel Osteen's
Why?
church."
Why?
They were trying to say like he's just basically like a motivational speaker, and I was like, "That is."
He preaches on
dumbest
hope,
thing.
like Joseph Prince does grace. He does hope.
Yeah, I like him.
He's always positive. Yeah, he's got 50,000 people for a reason, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if Paul talks about faith, hope, and joy, is it faith or no? Faith, love, and joy.
That's right.
But hope is right in
Isn't
there.
it faith, hope, and love, John?
Faith, hope, and love. Thank you.
Faith, hope, love, and the Methodists.
And the
And so,
but like if you're gonna focus on any of those things, like
if you're-
it's got to
yeah.
be pretty
Yeah.
successful.
It does. Love.
I hope you haven't all tuned out yet. Welcome to the Final Hour Podcast, the second time, Acts 17:18. We got this from Jonathan Cahn, teaching a long time ago. Certain philosophers of the Epicureans and the Stoics encountered him. He was in Athens. Paul was in Athens. He's looking at all these idols, rows and rows of idols. And some said, what will this is what they're saying about Paul. What will this babbler say? Others, some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods. So this is what they call gods. In the Greek, it's daemonion. That's another word for demons. All right. So what's behind every idol? We've already taught you this. It's made with man's hands is a demon being worshipped because he preached unto them Jesus and the resurrection. The word gods it's a demon. It's either a demon or a fallen angel behind these gods. I think they worship Zeus, Aphrodite.
Yeah.
All these gods, the Greeks, the Romans, going all the way back, the Egyptians.
He was addressing them at Mars Hill.
Yes.
So it was, was Mars Greek or Roman?
They're Greek.
Yeah.
Athens. Yeah. And someday I'm going to see Athens. But that's where democracy started. Are you aware of that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
We learned about that in Israel. Remember?
I learned it in 7th grade.
Yeah, they used to teach that.
I probably learned it in school. I just didn't really
Did you learn that, Jerry, in school? No.
I learned it myself.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And so we've already taught you.
But he went to a public school, so that's kind of on par.
Yeah, but that was even 7 years ago, right? In 2018? Yeah. They weren't teaching it. So they've taken away your history. All right? Exodus 12:12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night. I will smite all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. He calls them gods. These are demons. These are fallen angels. He's not judging their idols. He's not judging pieces of wood or gold made by hands of man.
Right.
He's judging, he just said, both man and beast and against all gods of Egypt. He's not saying, I'm going to destroy all your statues.
Right.
And we want to show you some of the pictures of these guys because I think this is what these guys look like. They want everybody to know what they look like. If you were to see them in person, which someday we will, we'll see them being judged. They're becoming more and more prevalent. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these guys eventually in the skies, flying around a UFO vehicle, right? But we've talked about this before. These Egyptian gods, every single one of them, we'll show you. Look, as you can see, here it is, Jerry, right here. Boom, right? The water to blood, happy God of the Nile and the annual flooding. They had a god for everything. Khnum, guardian of the Nile's source. Osiris, the Nile was believed to be his bloodstream.
Oh.
Frogs, Heket, or just Heket, goddess of fertility and childbirth, often depicted with a frog's head. There's demons in Revelation.
I think I went to the Nile River. It is a very violent place. When I was in Africa, is there a part of it in Africa? Yes, I was there.
All in Africa.
Violent?
The water is so treacherous, and there was
amazing.
There was a spot where they said there was an alligator, which makes me wonder if it was actually a demon. That if anyone fell in this one spot, like all the locals would say, it would like eat the people.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was probably a demon. It probably was
a demon. Yes.
And notice in the plagues, God brought frogs out of the Nile.
Stick it in Pharaoh's eye.
Yeah, and there's frogs. There's demons that are powerful demons in Revelation that deceive all the kings of the earth. All right, to eventually attack Israel. But I think that's interesting about frogs. Mm-hmm. And here we have we depicted with a frog's head, the goddess of fertility.
But doesn't it make you think? Like when you would read all the plagues that happened to the Egyptians, you're like, why? But now you understand why as you're reading the gods. Yeah. Why each plague happened. Because it was...
He was attacking their
gods.
Right. Isn't that something? Gnats, flies, Khepri. Gnats and flies, Khepri, the scarab-faced god of creation. The Wadjet, a protective goddess occasionally manifested as a fly. And think about it. Flies?
Yeah.
Flies was one of the plagues.
Yep.
Like he's showing each one of these gods his power to control and the Egyptians. We're worshiping a god that we think is a
god of flies.
And say, I'll give you flies then. Yep. I'll give you flies. And it's very interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting.
The livestock Apis, the death of livestock Apis, that's the sacred bull god. Representing fertility and livestock. Oh, he attacked their livestock also, right? The firstborn.
He did.
Yeah.
Hathor, goddess of love and protection, depicted as a cow or with cow horns. Menevus, the sacred bull of Heliopolis. Boil Skemet, goddess of healing and medicine.
Yeah,
I think they were hit with boils.
Yes, they were.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, the Sinu, the goddess of pestilence. Oh, the locust came. God, isn't that something? He said, I'm going to attack their gods.
He did.
And he's letting those gods know, you have no control over this stuff, right?
Right.
Hail set, gods of storms, chaos in the desert, right? Did it rain or did it hail? As one of the plagues?
Hail, fire, it was hail, it rained.
And then you have Nut, the sky goddess, Shu, god of wind and atmosphere, Osiris and men, deities associated with crops and agriculture. Locust, Osiris, gods of agriculture, harvest, and grain.
What makes you think of other times in the Bible there was like famine? That had to be because they were worshiping.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The seventh plague was a severe hailstorm accompanied by thunder and fire.
Wow.
We just read it, and he said, I'm going to attack your gods, not just man and beast.
Right.
And I think it's interesting, you got these gods, they're prideful enough to put themselves on the pyramids. That's how we know what they look like, but I guarantee you that's what they look like if they take their regular form. Sennacherib, a god who protected Egypt from locusts. Oh, well, where was he? Right? God was trying to make a point. Darkness Ra, Amon Re, the supreme sun god who was eclipsed for 3 days. Horus, other major solar deities, death of the firstborn Pharaoh himself. Egyptian kings were considered living gods.
Yeah.
And the earthly embodiment of Horus, right? Meshchenet, goddess who presided over the birth of children. Men and Renen, I can't even pronounce it, god of reproduction and royal protection. Sobek and Serket, gods of protection. These are the Egyptian gods. Exodus 14:2, speak unto the children of Israel that they turn in and camp before Pihahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, against Baal Zephon. Before it ye shall camp by the sea. Okay, God's giving them instructions when they're running out of Egypt here, right? Mm-hmm. And He's saying, I want you to camp over against Baal Zephon. All right, so think about this, Baal Zephon. Well, the Egyptians didn't worship Baal. So what's Baal Zephon? We know Baal in the Canaanite culture is the equivalent of Zeus in the Greek culture.
Right.
He is the god, right, of the Greeks. I'm telling you, these are all fallen angels.
Yeah.
These are all demons. Baal, Zeus, probably maybe the same guy.
Yeah.
Same.
I think so.
Yes. Zephon was the mountain sacred to Baal. Zephon. And God had him go camp right next to Baal's sacred mountain. Baal was worshipped by sailors, considered to be the patron god of sailors also. He had a wide...
Wow. Well, they would need a god for everything.
Well, here's another slap. Baal is a top 3 general angel for Satan. He's got to be. Like, if Baal is Zeus...
He's like their Michael?
Yeah.
The archangel?
Yeah, and I point you to Jonathan Cahn's book, Return of the Gods. 25% of that book is on Baal and how Baal repackaged himself and showed up in the U.S. And Baal's first move was the separation of church and state.
Right.
And taking God out of our public schools, right? Everything about Jehovah, our God, Jesus Christ, getting that out of the public schools. Baal brought in the enchantress who we talked about. It's usually Baal first, then the enchantress that we talked about last week. But if you think about it, when God parts the Red Sea, he's slapping Baal around too.
Yeah.
The patron of sailors.
That is so great.
That's who the sailors prayed to for safety. That's Baal's domain. And God parts the Red Sea and then kills Pharaoh's. You know, Pharaoh didn't die in that, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
Pharaoh didn't die in that because I think Pharaoh's a chicken and he sent his chariots into the Red Sea first to watch what would happen because they had figured out that Pharaoh is the most powerful Pharaoh ever.
Wow.
One of the Ramses.
Yeah.
He lived to the age of over 90. He had a split. The Hittites were in the north. They were up around Syria.
Yeah.
Famous battle of Kadesh, where Ramses should have lost, and got lucky. Got lucky, and it was a draw. It was a draw, and it saved it really. But he was dominant. He was the most dominant Pharaoh ever. And they are putting that now. That was the Israelite guy. That was the Pharaoh that didn't want to let the Israelites go. And so it was one of the Ramses. I think it was Ramses II. Don't quote me for sure on that, but I just saw a whole documentary on this. So we see these same fallen angels, these same high-ranking demons around today. Will they burn in hell? Yes. In the end? For eternity? Yes. We've already talked to you about the archaeology finding and confirming the unfinished Tower of Babel. They believe they found the base of that tower.
Yeah.
And really what they're trying to do with the Tower of Babel is a whole different take. They're not going up there to necessarily hunt God with a Nimrod. They want to connect with the gods. Isn't that interesting? That the strongest principalities, say over Minneapolis, are residing. The Bible's very clear.
Yeah.
That are very high in the air. That doesn't mean you can go up in a plane and have any more success binding and loosing them.
Not that anybody has done that.
People have done that. Knowing that they're up there. If you know what you're talking about in the Bible, those principalities, like for instance, I would say the principality over Minneapolis, is strong. Look at the riots.
Who do you think it is?
Look at 129 Indians hung all at one time, mass execution, way back.
Yeah.
Way back. The biggest mass execution our government has ever done was right here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Down in Mankato. They hung over 100 Indians all at once because those Indians were starving. Starving. And the government wasn't coming through with all those things they said they'd give them if they went to the reservation. So they broke out of the reservation and they killed a bunch of the farmers. And at that time, you can see I'm getting ramped up here because we've got four espressos. So I just talk faster and faster. And somehow I'm on the Indians. I'm just saying that's a spirit.
Yeah.
Minneapolis got a bunch of old spirits up here. Why would the guy that founded the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey, where did he live? Gee, around the Lake of the Isles. You know, we used to ding-dong ditch his house when I was a kid, right? There are multiple scholars that believe he wasn't. I think one of my friends lit a bag of dog crap on his front porch.
Classic.
Did you just watch Can't Buy Me Love? Is that why he did that? That was in that movie.
Oh, that's been going on since I was a third grader
Billy Madison, too.
in Meridian, Mississippi.
How exciting.
That was the 70s. I don't think you were born yet, were you?
I was not.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk a little faster here. There are multiple scholars that believe he wasn't going up there to kill God. I'm going back, if you can't tell, I'm going back to the Tower of Babel with Nimrod. With his magic bow and arrow, like we've taught you, they wanted to meet with the fallen angels.
Yeah.
With the real powerful.
Could have been two-sided.
And you know what? It concerned God. God thought it was important enough to come down physically and say, we have to stop this.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? I can tell you, Muhammad received all his deception on a mountain, in a cave. We're talking about portals here. Maybe we should make that 2-hour drive up Mount Hermon.
I think we should.
I'm down.
Because that's a portal up there. You know, they have ski slopes up there, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I could ski.
The Jordan River starts up there. Did you know that?
I believe early in the podcast we found that there's a UN building at the summit of Mount Hermon.
Yeah.
Shocker.
United Nothing building.
They're really demonic entities in those buildings for the United Nations.
Anyways, if you go to Mount Hermon, which is up in the north, the Jordan River starts with that, and all this fresh, pure, melting snow goes down the mountain, and it goes all the way through Israel to the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
Right. But we're talking about portals, and that's where the top of Mount Hermon was, where all the angels made the deal to start kidnapping and raping women, right? To taint the human bloodline. Mount Hermon is the tallest mountain anywhere in Israel or around Israel, and it's right on the border of Israel in Lebanon and Syria. You know, we go there. If you travel with us.
I was just showing someone pictures of Mount Hermon a couple days ago.
Remember looking at it from Mitzvah?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it looks so close, but it would have taken 2 hours to just drive up Mount Hermon. And you can see Mount Hermon in the book of Enoch, which Rick Renner says the book of Enoch is a really good history book. Don't use it as the word of God, but it matches with the word of God. Jude actually quotes the book of Enoch.
And isn't Jude only one? It's a single chapter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he talks about it. You should read it.
Jesus.
Yes.
Well, interestingly enough, and this didn't dawn on me when we're on all these places. Right around that area, you know, that day we went to Mitzvah, where we're looking over into the Lebanon border.
Right.
We visited the giant tombs, the tombs of the giants of that day. And right around that area, that same day, where'd we go, guys? Caesarea Philippi, where Jesus took the disciples. That's a mountain, too, called Mount Caesarea Philippi. And Jesus just happened to take them there and preach to the disciples about the gates of hell. Isn't that something? That was one of the portals down into hell. Why would you question that now? This is not a figure of speech.
I didn't question it.
I was already on board.
Only the Methodists question that. Isn't it interesting that Jesus declared...
They probably don't even know any of this. You think they're talking about the giant tombs and the demons in the caves, and
they're more going, let's go get some Starbucks.
It's Lavender Monday.
The Methodists?
I don't know.
I don't go to Starbucks anymore.
I don't either.
You don't?
No.
Is Caribou just as woke?
No.
Ooh, caribou. I don't like caribou.
I like caribou.
How many times have you tried it? You always do
3
that.
times.
Okay.
3 times.
Anyways,
Enough to know I don't like it.
look, Jesus takes them to the gates of hell. What was seen as the gates of hell. We're talking about Mount Hermon. We're talking about the tomb of the giants. All of this. We saw all this in one day. I think we do all that again. No, maybe not the tomb of the giants.
Why?
Because
we're going to... Why? That was interesting. If you're not going to Mount Hermon, you should go to the Tomb of the Giants. What's wrong with the Tomb of the Giants?
I think we're going to do Mitzgavam and then just go straight to Caesarea Philippi again. You know, I think we need to see that again.
Yeah, we did that.
Because this is where he took them.
You would need, for the people who hadn't been there, you got to go to Caesarea Philippi.
Yes.
100%.
I think we got to do that again. We got to demand that for the next tour.
It's not it's probably already on the itinerary.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yes.
think so, do you?
Well, because it's like a
I'm not
national
arguing
park.
with you.
Okay.
It's like a national park for. I don't think a guy would let us be up in the Golan Heights and not go over to Caesarea Philippi.
Well, that's the first time I was ever there.
We went the
we
year
went
before.
there the year before.
I'm just saying, like, I've been there 9 other times, 8 other times, never been there. So
That's because we were with other people who changed their itinerary. That's why we had our own
instead of Billy
podcast
Brim?
tour. Yeah, you know,
Right.
that's why we started doing our own because we weren't cutting things out
Yeah,
to go.
my mom and Billy Brim wouldn't even left the bus at the Tomb of the Giants.
Well,
Anyways, Matthew 16, whatever that
would they
means.
be wearing tennis shoes,
No.
or they'd be?
Matthew 16:13? That's why
Jim
we...
Not even
doesn't
gonna
want to go
talk
back to the
about
Tomb
it.
of the Giants because he thought it was too treacherous of a walk. I was like, if someone can't walk with some rocks on the
Hey,
ground,
they made it.
don't come on the trip.
If you were on the trip, thank you. You made it. All of you. You made it.
All of you.
And when Jesus, listen to this. This is when he was at this. This is in Israel. This is where he took him. He took him to the gates of hell. And he says in Matthew 16:13, when Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say thou art John the Baptist, some say Elias, others Jeremiah. That's Jeremiah and Elisha, if you didn't know that. And one of the prophets. He saith unto them, but whom do you think I am? Simon Peter said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And he answers, at the gates of hell. Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood had not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
Hey.
He announced his divinity at the gates of hell and tells him, the gates of hell will not prevail against you.
Yeah.
Right? And so, in other words, they're coming for you, right? But they're not going to prevail against you. And I say unto thee, thou art Peter, upon this rock I'm going to build my church. The gates of hell shall not prevail against you. And that's not saying Peter's going to become the first pope.
Agreed.
Okay. All
We'll
right.
talk about that too if you come on the
Yes.
Israel.
This
podcast
mountain where Muhammad made his connection with what he thought was an angel, it was a fallen angel, was Jubal al-Nur. There's a Canadian historian named Dan Gibson that says the mountains of Petra. That's the mountains of Petra where Muhammad was.
Yeah.
When this demon appears to him and gives him the religion of Islam. Remember the angels, the false religion of
And
Islam.
isn't it interesting that the Jews go to Petra in the tribulation and they're protected there?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
It was already in the Bible.
Yeah.
right.
so the
But
devil
look at the
knew.
devil trying to
And
take
he
it.
starts out Islam in Petra.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the angels that met on the top of Mount Hermon, made a pact? Hey, we're going to get the women. We all have to do this together. There's something about these mountains that are portals
Yes. Have you ever been on a mountain and
where
felt that?
they could meet with the gods. What's that, Lene?
I said, have you ever been on a mountain and you felt like a little? Have you never?
I had to climb 4 hours to the top of a French mountain one time.
When you were doing
But
the
I'm
youth
saying
camp.
there are some mountains
And
where
I
you're
felt
like
there were
you
a lot
feel
of demons up there.
your own demons
Probably
or the
just
mountains
ghosts, yeah.
demons.
Okay.
I'm just saying you can feel it in different spots of these mountains that I've climbed. You can feel different spirits.
There's something about these mountains being portals where they could meet with the gods, right? And I could show you many, many scholars that believe the Garden of Eden was a mountain. Are you aware of that?
Really?
Yes. Yes. Listen to this. This is by, got to give him credit, David Schrock, PhD, Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. Don't hold that against him. Serves as a pastor of preaching and theology. It's better than the Methodist. Okay, in recent weeks, my sermons on this guy knows a lot on Genesis 3 and 4 have made much of the fact. This is David Schrock. Okay, have made much of the fact that the Garden of Eden is found on a mountain.
Crazy.
Didn't God visit the Garden of Eden every day and walk in the cool of the day?
Yeah.
And recounting the drama of Adam and Eve, the serpent, the Lord in Genesis 3, as well as Cain and Abel in Genesis 4. I have argued that the topography of Eden plays an important role. For example, when Cain's face was downcast, Genesis 4:5, David Schrock, theologian, I've argued that he is looking down the mountain and away from God. Equally, when God told Cain to look for the sin offering lying at the door of the garden, he was calling him to look up the mountain from where his help would come. Long story short, the theme of mountains in the Bible cannot be underestimated. Just this morning, I was pondering the way mountains play a role in Matthew 4:8, 7:1, 28:16. But like Linnea says, do your own fishing. Look those up. Matthew 4:8, 17:1, and 28:16. Maybe I'll write something on that soon. For now,
this is the guy talking.
The scholar.
Yeah.
I want to help studious Bible readers see how Genesis 2 through 4 should be read with a topography in mind, a mountain in mind. So in 9 strokes, I will attempt to demonstrate why I believe Scripture presents Eden as a mountain. There's a lot of other people that believe this, all right? And we're going this direction. Also, why this matters for understanding the events of Genesis 2 through 4. First, the Bible explicitly calls Eden the mountain of God. Ezekiel 28. The Lord addresses the king of Tyre. So the Garden of Eden was on a mountain. The Lord addresses the king of Tyre and his oracle of judgment. The Lord identifies the wicked king with Adam in priestly garments. Verses 13 and 14, Ezekiel 28. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Very precious stone was your covering, sardius, topaz, diamond, beryl, onyx, jasper, sapphire, emerald, carbuncle, and crafted in gold were your settings and your engravings. And on that day that you were created, they prepared. You were anointed a guardian cherub. I placed you. You were on the holy mountain of God in the midst of the stones of fire. People thought that was heaven. This guy's saying, no, that is Eden. He is talking about Eden. Because look where we started. You were in Eden, the garden of God. All right. He continues in verse 16 saying, I cast you as a profane thing from the mountain of God. Are you guys getting this? Are you following this? And I destroyed you, O guardian cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. We're going to pick up on this next week. So we're talking about mountains.
Is it
portals?
Part volcano.
Eden?
If
what are you talking about?
Because he's walking in the midst of the stones of fire.
But maybe it was an altar.
I think Eden was special. Sure. I think it was really special, and that's why when everybody was thrown out of it, he had to guard it. God put to make sure nobody went back in there. Probably not from Adam and Eve, but probably from the demonic entities that would have tried to come in and take it. And I'm reading about all this, and there's arguments about these mountains. They're looking for this mountain, right?
Yeah.
All these scholars have been looking for this mountain,
right?
That believe Eden was on a mountain. All right, they think it's in Iraq. All right, but we got more to share about that next week. So if you're interested, even if you're not interested, and you just want to hear about the Methodists, tune in next week. Go ahead, Linnea.
Do you have more to say about the Methodists?
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if anybody heard this. I thought this was interesting. When Trump was visiting China, is it Kim Jong-un?
Kim,
what's his name? Xi Jinping. Whatever. Okay.
Well, one's
Well,
Korea.
it does matter.
That matters a bit.
While he's visiting him, he's like, hey, guys, I got to step out and take this call. He steps out and takes a call. What the call was Trump was taking out ISIS number 2 in the Nigeria raid. So this guy was second in command, so U.S. and Nigerian forces killed, I'm just going to say his first name, Abu Bilal, okay? That he's the most active terrorist in the world. And then Trump walks back in and what's his name?
Jinping.
I don't know why.
He's
like, what just happened? Everything all right? And Trump's like, yep, just killed ISIS leader number 2. And the guy was kind of like, right now? And he's like, yeah, right now. We just took care of that right now. In Africa, we killed him.
In Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Where they're killing 50 Christians a day.
But this is why, you guys,
Muslims.
This guy was a specially designated global terrorist in 2023. That's what they named him. He ran ISIS's media, financing, weapon development worldwide, including explosives and drones. Okay, they killed him and multiple other ISIS leaders. Did you guys hear about that? Probably not.
A single
interesting.
word.
Nope. Okay.
Not even on Newsmax.
Then on top of that, the Department of Justice arrests, I can't say all these people's names, Kataib, Hezbollah commander on terrorism charges. They caught him in the United States, you guys.
In the United States.
6 counts of terrorism-related offenses.
How did he get into
How
the
did
United
he get
States?
in here?
Oh. Would
Shocker.
that be a border?
There would. This guy was involved in 20 attacks and attempted attacks in the United States and Europe. And they say he was in charge of, or he was responsible for that attack that just happened, I think it was last week at that New York synagogue. It was in the news. It was in our information, but we never got to it. So they said he was in charge of it. He would just text people from his places. And I was like listening to this last night before I was going to bed. And one of the spots was where my boys are right now. And I was like, that is why you pray for the area your kids are in. Because you think, oh, Scottsdale, Arizona. What do you want to do in Scottsdale, Arizona? That was one of the places he was going to attack.
A lot of tourists.
A lot, yes.
A lot of tourists, a lot of people with a lot of influence like to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
So
never been there myself.
It's beautiful. You should go. Okay. Iran war and the economic check. Because we've done this with every president, so we have to be fair, right? Inflation surged to 3.8% in April. So gasoline is up 28.4%. Fuel is up 54.3%. Beef is up 14.8%. Airfare is up 20%. They're calling it the staycation summer because nobody wants to fly anywhere because prices are so high.
Yeah.
Electricity is up 6%. Clothes are up 4%. And shelter is up 3%. But we were talking and you were like, I would gladly pay these prices for Iran not to have a nuclear weapon.
Exactly.
For them to be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
For them to be done, or at least get the nuclear dust. See, I'm talking about the nuclear dust. Remember when we bombed it last summer?
Yeah.
Well, that stuff's buried down there. And it would take a long time. You got to have special excavation equipment. If we went in there with troops, I've heard it would take 10,000 troops.
Wow.
To cover that area while our excavation people dug out that dust.
That is crazy.
But we got to get it. Because we got to get it because if they get a hold of it, they can turn it into a bomb pretty quick. And I know we've been saying that, but that's why we're going after them now.
Yeah.
And I would wait. Honestly, I would wait all the way to elections with this blockade, with them losing $500 million a day, because eventually those Iranian people and the people with the guns,
right?
The soldiers, will say, we're done.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and they'll turn the guns.
Right.
And that's, if we're going to start it, let's finish it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's finish it. So that's what I believe. I know people aren't liking it, but I'm willing. I hope they keep it on. I hope they keep it on. And I hope we don't start bombing again to keep our troops out of harm's way. If they just keep it on, and that government's losing $500 million, $400 to $500 million a day, it is they are only getting 40 to 60% of their food, their water. It's so many issues. All right.
Well, and those oil wells, if they don't keep those active, they start to go bad.
Yes. And it takes a lot to get them going.
A lot, because you basically have to rebuild it.
Yes. If they cap them, right?
Yeah.
If they cap them, because they have nowhere else to store their oil that they're pumping, they have nowhere to put it.
Right.
All right. So they have to cap those wells, and it costs a lot of money to get them going again. And so, I hope he doesn't get impatient. Mm-hmm. I hope the fake news, CBS, NBC, ABC, Communist News Network, Missing News Now, whatever they're called. MS, what are they called?
MS Now.
Yeah, we got to think of something. Missing something now, right?
MS Now.
They're doing everything they can, right? Yeah. To turn the American people against what he's doing.
Right.
We just have to finish. We have to finish. You can hold up the elections. You can hold up. You can pray for the elections. You can pray that we don't lose seats and that we gain seats. I already see rhinos being taken out.
Yeah.
What's a rhino? It's a Republican that votes Democrat. And we see 2 of them have just been taken out.
That's good. See,
got
prayers are
Democratically,
working.
not by force or
no.
death.
Voted out.
Voted out.
Yeah.
2 of them. There's more of them.
Speaking, aren't they voting for Spencer Pratt tomorrow?
Is that where it is?
Is that tomorrow?
I don't know.
Jim, you should vote. You should go vote in the
Should I go
LA
vote?
elections when you're there.
I should go vote.
Yeah, they don't require ID.
They don't require ID.
I could say that's who I am. I could say I'm my son.
You could say,
I'm Jim Hammond.
You
I'm
don't
Jim
even have
Hammond.
to. You can
I'm
say.
James Hammond.
Yep, that's true.
You want me to vote for you, Jamie?
will do.
Just so they can't prosecute me. That was a joke.
We were just joking.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, since President Trump took office, illegal boarding crossings are down 94%. And guess what?
Pretty good.
0% of the people who have crossed the border in the last 12 months have been admitted into the United States. That is taking back control of your country. You know who else wants control back of their country? London, guys.
England.
Finally, the United Kingdom, this Tommy Robinson guy, he led a rally with tens of thousands of people. Like, the streets were flooded.
Probably closer to 1 million.
People that were there?
Yes.
It was like a
they've done it a few times.
Brexit rally.
Yeah.
I was there during that time. What a time. It was very interesting.
The pictures show way more than just
But they're
10,000.
tired of mass migration, government censorship, and the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer's grip on power.
Keir Starmer.
So they are like, we are protesting. Good
saying,
for you, England.
There was a lot
Surprised they weren't
saying
arresting him.
this weekend that he was probably going to be stepping down.
Really? Is he that Indian guy?
No, that's Cahn.
Oh, okay.
But I watched a bunch of people. They put on the British flag, like draped it over their shoulders, and grabbed crosses, and they were all marching.
I also heard they're cheering for Trump too.
Probably.
Good.
That's got to bother people.
We encourage you.
Yes, we do.
We want that. There's still some people left in Britain that aren't pro let every person in from every country that shows up, right?
Yep.
Pro, Keir's is afraid of the Muslims. That's his problem, right?
You guys, I think it was somewhere in England or maybe it was Canada. I saw on my Facebook. I don't go on Facebook very often, but I was on there yesterday and I saw a little sign and it said, if you have a Muslim in your neighborhood and you're walking your dog, please be cautious of their religion and keep your dog away from them because they don't like dogs in the Muslim culture. So please be respectful of those people and either move across to the other side of the road or step away from them so your dog isn't by them. And I thought,
no, they can move.
Absolutely not.
Sorry, I know that's lying. That's a line. I'm not exhibiting lamb love, right? But I'm not going to move, right?
Are you convicted about that?
Convicted?
Your lamb and lion love.
Lamb love?
Yeah.
Well,
I can have lamb love. I can have it, but
Jesus was both the lamb and the lion of Judah. He's
right.
Yeah, he had both. You can have both, Jim.
We all have our ministries, like I said.
Yes. Right. Okay, guys, if you thought ICE wasn't doing anything, don't worry. They still are. I know they've kind of quieted down, and they probably needed to not be so in the limelight with, what was her name, Kristi Noem?
Yeah.
With her flashiness.
And her cowboy hat.
Well, she is from South Dakota, so that's warranted. But
I'm not wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, John.
Yeah, go head out there to the Black Hills. You don't see a bunch of cowboy hats.
Do you have cowboy boots?
I don't.
I don't think I saw one cowboy hat when I was in the Black Hills.
You were in the wrong place.
You were in the wrong part of the Black Hills.
Although, I mean,
was all over.
I mean, the Black Hills are right next.
Where are you now? All right. So ICE has identified over 10,000 cases of immigration fraud. Does this shock us, you guys? Associated with foreign students using fake jobs to extend their stay in the U.S.
Yes.
Good on you, ICE.
them out.
Get them out.
Ilhan Omar using a fake job in
Oh, yeah.
United States Congress.
Lock her up.
They just found out, at least this is what social media is saying, that she still has Somali citizenship.
Does she? Lock her up.
Let's get her. Okay, federal prosecutors. Remember the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse, and we
Yeah.
all were watching
Yeah.
that and thinking,
Yeah.
When the
What?
barge hit
Cincinnati?
it. When
Yes.
that
Or
ship
something
hit
like
it.
that.
Baltimore, wasn't it?
Something like that.
yeah. So federal prosecutors have charged 2 foreign companies and an Indian superintendent for their alleged roles in the collapse. Like, why did you do that? Because this killed 6 workers and resulted in billions in lost economic activity. Maybe it was. Maybe it was some kind of like random attack and they stopped it there. I don't know. But why would you run into the bridge?
The same reason all the trains were running off the tracks
That's
for
true.
like 2 years.
And all
Yeah.
That was our all-time biggest reel.
I don't know if it
over
is anymore.
50.
Okay.
Oh, I mean 50,000.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying this is a few years ago, right?
2.
Why, Jerry? Do we have one bigger than that yet?
Yeah, we have one on the Jehovah's Witness about to hit 100,000.
See, so there you are. Your misinformation. Talk about fake news, guys.
Well, we were corrected on air, so it doesn't count.
Okay, so 63% of Americans think that the U.S. officials covered up COVID origins. But you guys, it should be 100% of you because CIA whistleblowers are showing that Fauci tipped the scales on COVID origin and he purposefully steered U.S. intelligence away from the COVID-19 lab leak theory. I don't know if you've watched any of it, but that guy who is the whistleblower, he was the CIA senior operations, James Erdman. He is like spitting some facts out there about Fauci and what he did.
I know this isn't lamb love. I just want to say Fauci the dirtbag Fauci. Okay, go ahead, my man.
You're so brave.
But like, come on. It's about time. When was COVID? It literally feels like it was yesterday. It was 2021. 2021? 2020.
2020. I remember.
What a time.
Yes, it was the time.
Let's see. Oh. Remember the illegal Chinese police stations? We have one in Minnesota.
Yes.
Well, Manhattan in Chinatown, this shouldn't surprise you guys, but a New York man was convicted of secretly operating as an agent of Beijing at his Chinese police station in Manhattan's Chinatown.
Did we talk about that mayor in California?
We
who
did.
Was also
We did
The
last
lady.
week, yeah.
Was it last week or the week before?
A spy.
Crazy.
They're coming
A
out of the
Chinese
woodwork.
spy that was a mayor of a city in California and admitted to it. Right?
John, you might know more about this than I do, but have you heard about the Georgia data center that like started showing up? So
No.
a data center in Georgia, my daughter was talking to me about
Yeah.
data centers because it's affecting the agriculture world.
Yes.
And in Seattle, they said they're doing what is it called? A moratorium. They're not
Yeah.
allowing any more data centers to be built.
Right.
But in Georgia, these people were in their kitchens and they would turn their tap water on and all of a sudden their tap water, did you see it, Jerry?
Yep.
Their tap water wasn't running. So they started doing a little
Yeah.
research. They found out that there was a big, huge data center built in Georgia and the center was using 29 million gallons of
Yes.
water without a single bill.
To
And
cool all the computing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also they were using eminent domain and they were taking this girl is the one who's like being the whistleblower. She's just outside her family home. And she's like, look at what they did. And in her backyard is like part of the data center that they didn't have to talk to them about. And they said that now the government is coming in and taking people's land from them.
Do they pay them though?
No, they can just take it. I mean,
Well,
they pay
eminent
them what
domain,
they think
have
it's
to,
worth.
They have to do fair market value for it.
But let's say your house was
Quote
worth
unquote.
Quote
Yes.
unquote.
Let's say your house was worth $1 million. They're like, oh, we're going to give you $150,000.
But you know, I have such mixed emotions because we've got to beat China, or we're gonna be militarily hurt. We're gonna be really hurt. This little AI race.
Yeah, I did see that there
If
was
we don't beat them, it will really hurt us. It'll hurt us in so many ways. So I don't know what to think
But
about
if you're
all these
taking away
data centers.
the agriculture, then you're taking away food supply.
You're
But I
hurting
did
yourself
I did
also.
see an AI company who wants to put, is it the Pacific Ocean? What's in California?
Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah.
They want to put the data center in the water because they're like, then we're
Yeah.
using the oceans.
You can name all the capitals in the whole United States, but you don't know
Yeah,
what's
I'm
what
always
ocean?
bad about Atlantic, Pacific.
All right, then. What's the capital of Maine?
Bangor.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say?
What's the
Bangor.
capital of Massachusetts?
It's Maine. Boston. Boston. Oh, God.
What about West Virginia?
Oof, I don't know. It's been a long time since I did those.
Well, you just bragged. You
I
you
said
know
I
them all.
could have. Back in the day, there was a rap that our fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Paget, taught us.
Oh, Miss Paget, she won Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, she did. She was
Remember
great.
West Virginia.
West
Mountain
Virginia.
Mama.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyways.
guys,
Take
Governor
me
Waltz,
home.
he just made a comment. He says, I think I scare Republicans a little. That's why they spend so much time on me. No, we spend so much time on you
'Cause you're
because
crooked.
you're a fraud.
You're crooked.
You are. Wait, this is what the Minnesota GOP is calling Waltz. They're calling him that he said he is the culture of fraud. And you know what? I agree with that.
100%.
I agree with that. And JD Vance is starting to target blue states in his anti-fraud crusade. And he's like, anybody who is compliant in this, I don't care what your position was, you need to be arrested and you need to go
Yeah.
to jail.
Lock them up.
And we're going to give a shout out to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Great man. So he is announcing a settlement with Texas Children's Hospitals, requiring the hospitals to fire all physicians, I love this, who perform gender transition procedures on minors because he said there was a $10 million fraud where they were doing false diagnostic codes to get things covered. And they were the first ones to fund they want to be the first ones to fund the first detransition clinic of its kind in the United States, where they are now using those funds that they had, that they were converting children into the opposite sex to converting them back to with their detransitioning program.
Adults that have changed their mind
Yeah.
because their body's all screwed up.
It's so sad.
And they're hiding them.
I watch videos
you
and
know
it makes
how many
me
adults tried to change their sex and now want to go back? Now are
Yeah.
trying to go back because
Yes.
it messed them up so bad.
Yeah.
There are so many of them. Just look it up, and they're hiding it.
Yeah.
Woke Facebook, woke. They're hiding this stuff. They're hiding it. The media's hiding it. But so many of them have had so many problems.
It's so sad. Watch some videos on it if you don't believe it. Just Google detransitioners
they're hiding it
testimonies.
there.
When we started talking about this in like 2022, 2023, the rate of suicide for people that had transitioned was like 40%.
Yeah.
So people are not happy with it
Yeah.
because
No,
they're-
it's
all of a
miserable.
sudden,
Your body
they get-
doesn't work.
They get beyond the babble and the psychiatry and the medical advice and get into reality.
Shooting up schools.
They get
Yeah,
they're like,
they
oh,
do. It's
actually,
mental.
this did not help at all.
No, it
It made
caused
my
them to shoot up
problem
a
worse.
school is what it did.
Yeah. Sad, just what it is.
So,
That's it for the news.
yes, that's it for the podcast today.
So
The war will be over. And no, you don't
Isn't
want me
there
to
a
say it.
song? The war is over. It's a song
No,
on a
it-
movie.
Yeah, it's a Beatles
Okay.
song.
The little war in Iran. I mean, we're not using ground
John Lennon.
troops. Bill Clinton bombed the heck out of Serbia. No one remembers that.
I do.
Nobody's questioning that. Nobody was questioning that. Nobody ever questioned that.
Nobody
Right.
questioned Obama either.
Right. But anyways, we could go on and on.
And on.
Pray for me to get some lamb love. I pray for you every day. Pray for the Methodists. We love you, Final Hour Podcast.
Oh, yes.